What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Friday, May 9th. In today's video, I want to talk about how Doge Bitcoin potentially is going to be heading into the banana zone. Now, you may not know what the banana zone is, but basically it's complete euphoria, and we're showing early signs of that. And we're seeing early signs of that because we're seeing Bitcoin dominance starting to show weakness. Now, what happens when Bitcoin dominance shows weakness? Well, obviously, altcoin dominance starts taking over market share. You see altcoins rally by 100x, 12x, 50x, 1000x. It's crazy. But I want to share with you what Doge Bitcoin is doing, not just within the altcoin season index, but also the bullish sentiment within 3 different metric tools. And also, we're going to talk about tier 1 listings at the end of the video and also charting analysis. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So Doge right now is hovering around a 337 million market cap. Now, it was actually close to around 350 million market cap just as of this morning, but has taken a slight retracement. Now, let's see this compared to Bitcoin's price over the past day. Looks like it's still outperforming Bitcoin. Look over the past 7 days, it's over 11%. Look over the past month, 190%. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Let's go check out Bitcoin's price, because right now it's at 102,000. Now, the reason I want this to be very important for you guys and girls to understand is that right now Bitcoin is kind of staying stagnant right now, even though it hit around 103,000 as of yesterday. Now, if you're seeing Bitcoin trade sideways at this price point and also altcoins in parallel pretty much rallying, that means there could be a potential of altcoin season beginning. Now, the sentiment around Bitcoin, just Bitcoin alone, is in the greed section. That's the fear and greed index. We're not in extreme greed just yet, and that's good. That means there's still a little bit more upside, more buying power. Whenever you see extreme greed, that's when you're going to probably start to see a little pullback of Bitcoin's price because it's been oversold, especially on the RSI. But what's really interesting is the altcoin season index. Now, check this out. Earlier to this morning, it was actually at 35, meaning it was leaning more towards altcoin season. It actually reduced back to 33. As of yesterday, it was roughly around 25. But what's really interesting is I think we're starting to see altcoin season begin as of right now. And this is what Raul Paul just said. He says, I think Bitcoin dominance topped today. And that was yesterday that he posted this. There are daily, weekly, and monthly demarc tops in place. And the top is well above the 2021 top. And that was below the 217 top. If that plays out, it is a hallmark of the next phase of the banana zone. Let's see. So let's look at Bitcoin dominance. So this is Bitcoin dominance right here. And what Raul Paul was talking about was back over here in 2021. So what I've noticed every single time when it comes to Bitcoin dominance is that there's always a new low for Bitcoin dominance. So this was back in 2017, right? And as you saw back in 2021, we saw another low of Bitcoin dominance. And so we're now seeing another low of Bitcoin dominance right here. People thought that we were going to reach around 73% since that was the previous top of Bitcoin dominance. Personally, for me, I don't think that's at play. Yeah, Bitcoin could reach between, say, for instance, 100,000 to 130,000, but I still think that may take some time. So here's some things I want to point out. You see these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right now we're at the 4 of this section, which is possibly the top of where Bitcoin dominance is. And then 5 would confirm that we're now entering a full parabola event of altcoin season, which is then followed by 6, which is the end of altcoin season. So the reason I'm pointing this out is because we need to see Bitcoin dominance fall. We need to see altcoins rally. Because I think what will happen is if we see altcoins rally, a lot of those people take those profits of their altcoins and meme coins and rotate it back into Bitcoin. That would send Bitcoin's price way above 130,000 per Bitcoin, up to like 160, 70, even 200,000 people even speculate even 500,000 a cycle. So this is why I think Bitcoin needs to meet its top at some certain point. And yes, I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about Bitcoin dominance, that Bitcoin dominance could hit around 73, but potentially for me, listen, I listen to their data and analytics, but I think about the overall metrics and also sentiment within the atmosphere of crypto. Now, let's look at the banana zone, because right now, this is what people aren't been talking about. Banana zone is something that is completely like out of this world, euphoric, FOMO, it's beyond that. That's why we call it the banana zone. Right now, we are currently at the specific price point of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's at this price point, you're going to see that Doge Bitcoin's going to rally, but when Bitcoin continues to pump, you know know that meme coins are gonna 100x from there, even possibly 1000x. Right now, Dog Bitcoin has the possibility of definitely doing 100 to 150x this cycle. Now let's talk about sentiment within Dog Bitcoin. Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures, who also reports on Cardano updates, shared with us within his tools on CCV intelligence system. It says Dog is looking so primed in this intelligence system, which is in this bull/bear arena. Now, as you can see, the bulls currently have the edge. Momentum is beginning to look very similar to September 2024, right before the massive dog rally towards $1 billion, which is absolutely true. The $1 billion top was roughly around December of 2024. So we're kind of seeing that same history repeat itself. But the thing is, it's only at bull's edge. It's not in bulls are full control. So we're just waiting for that to happen. We could see actually retracement within Dog's price. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Now, another tool that shows that Dog is bullish is StockWitt Crypto. As you can see, last 3 months, we saw a bearish sentiment. Over the past month, extremely bullish. Even the past week, extremely bullish. Now over the past day, bullish. Now the reason I think this is also really good is because you just like the fear and greed index, you just want it to be bullish. Because if it's extremely bullish, that means we're oversold. That means we're expecting some type of pullback at some certain point before the next rally, but we're actually at bullish. And that just shares with me that we haven't oversold just yet, that we have more upside to begin with. Even market, or aka Coinpedia, shows that everything on the metrics from the technical analysis, oscillator, moving averages, everything says bullish, strong buy. That's everything that's saying within the metrics of Coinpedia. We're seeing whales spend over $20,000 and higher that are buying as much Dog as possible. Now, Skychirp shared with us that in terms of the leading runes that are showing an early price reversal, the first one is Dog Go to the Moon, as you can see, which is this blue dotted line. This is showing us gradual signs of a surge that's going to come back, not just for Dog Bitcoin, but for runes overall. Dog Bitcoin will lead the way. Now let's talk about centralized exchanges. I'm talking about tier ones. So Bitstamp, okay, so Rodrigo asked Bitstamp when are they going to do a spot listing. They replied with eyes. Now the reason I'm pointing this out is because they didn't need to reply to this. They didn't need to say anything. But I guarantee you that centralized exchanges are wanting to list Dog. They're just trying to figure out this whole runes protocol and what this whole Bitcoin fungible token thing is all about. And so I think eventually there's going to be a cascading effect of one centralized tier one spot listing for Dog. Then you'll see a cascading effect of more of those happening like week after week, month after month. It's going to be crazy of liquid inflow. Now, another thing I want to point out is what CashLab pointed out a long time ago, which is now an update. We have 52 days left of this Bybit airdrop of, I don't know, USDT. And I think that Bybit could be one of those exchanges that's waiting to list Dog. They already have perpetuals that have been around for quite some time, almost close to a year. They were one of the very first Dog perpetual listings for Dog. And so that's not it. I think also, if you look at the overall scheme of things, only Gate.io has listed Dog for spot trading. Look at all these other tier ones from Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, OKX, KuCoin, Bybit, Kraken, Huobi, Gemini, Bitfinex, Bitstamp, Upbit, BitThumb. I mean, there's a lot of tier one centralized exchanges that Dog has not been listed on. So if you're looking at the market cap right now, and Dog, by the way, is one of the top 15 meme coins across all chains, yeah, Dog is going to become the #1 meme coin across all chains, even flipping Dogecoin. Now, I want to point out something of Kraken. So I made a video yesterday with Sarah. Sarah is one of our representatives here at Cryptolution. She made a video about, listen, it's been 6 months since you've listed Dog for perpetuals. When are you going to do a spot listing? And none other than we have Peter, who is the listing agent on behalf of Kraken, saying hi. So obviously, this is going to happen pretty soon. Could it be Kraken? Could it be OKX? Could it be Bybit? Any one of these exchanges could list at any time. But you need to be ready, because we don't need these centralized exchanges to list Dog in order for Dog to go to the moon. And I'll share with you in the charting analysis. So if you look over here, this is just based on the daily time frame, okay? And I'll show you the weekly, which is actually going to be astonishing. So as I mentioned before, this blue and orange line looked like they were going to cross, but they were just actually forming a parallel. Now, if you look really closely, you notice that the blue line is actually diverging away from the orange line. That just goes to show me what we're seeing here, a divergence, which shows us we're going to go back to the upside, which is this top right here. The reason this is very important is because since we have another leg up, another push up, this will surpass 380 million. As I mentioned before, 380 million is the resistance level. This is where we want to be. Now, when we break past that, that's when we're going to get into some crazy euphoria. But this is the most important part that we need to reach, and it's going to hit there eventually. So this is where I think the price could go for Dog Bitcoin within the next 4 to 6 weeks, which we're going to hit $1 billion and higher. As you can can see from this yellow line, which is the global M2 money supply, it definitely followed that trajectory because the global M2 money supply, along with Bitcoin's price, shows that Bitcoin is going to do really well. That means Dog is going to outperform Bitcoin because Dog is leveraged on Bitcoin on Satoshis. So this is why I think we're definitely going to head to the upside very soon. Now, this is the bullish thing I want to share with you, which is the weekly chart. Now, if you've noticed, we just saw one of our green or blue, whatever color this is, histogram bars that's showing us that we are in the buyer's market. Now, the reason I'm sharing with you this specific small histogram bar is because they start off like this, and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, what happens if it gets bigger, bigger, and bigger and bigger? That means that Dog's price is going to go higher and higher and higher, surpassing $1 billion. And this is what we're going to do, is entering the banana zone above $1 billion, because that's going to be price discovery. Price discovery, by the way, is very, very crazy emotional. People get euphoric, FOMO. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And this is why you need to control your emotions, because no matter how good you feel, take a step back and think about your exit strategies, not just at $1 billion. I'm talking about 5 billion, 2 billion, 10 billion. You have to have an accumulation massively right now in order to think about those profits taking above $1 billion. So this is right now those last opportunities below $380 million, which, by the way, is a 70 to 90% discount. Right now you're at 70% discount. So you got to take that advantage of Dog's price, because right now Dog is only 0.016% of Bitcoin's market cap. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. You're going to see a lot of trading sideways. You're going to see a lot of dollar cost averaging. You're going to see a lot of bots and whales playing games. But no matter what, as a retail, all you have to do is buy Dog under 380 million market cap and hodl for dear life until we're above $1 billion. That's all you have to do. But until then, we're heading to $380 million until we see Bitcoin's price trading sideways. I mean, right now you're seeing that Bitcoin dominance is weakening. You're seeing that altcoin season is beginning. This possibly is the very beginning of Dog's major rally into the banana zone. But let me know your thoughts down below the Dog Bitcoin price, your strategy, your predictions on altcoin season, and I cannot wait to read them. So let's go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and trades regarding Dog Go to the Moon. Till then, I'll see you guys and girls next Monday.